Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I ask that you all please rise. Face the colors of the United States and join Charleston High School senior Trevor Gibson in the singing of our national anthem. Thank you. That's Trevor Gibson of Charleston. And now, if I may direct your attention to the 25-yard line, it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you the IHSA administrator in charge of cross country and track and field in Illinois, Mr. Ron McGraw.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you here to O'Brien Stadium on this sunny morning. It looks like we may just get lucky today with our weather, and we hope it holds for us. We appreciate that you would come out here today and support these young men who have worked so hard to find themselves fortunate enough to be competing at these state championships here in Charleston. We know that you'll support them all very positively, and they deserve that respect and all of the positive reinforcement that you might bring to them from your seat today. We thank you. I would ask you to, at this point, join me in thanking the 200 volunteer officials that we have here today and that will be here all weekend. They're here on their own money, and we couldn't do this without them, so thank them. Thank you very much. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our meet referee for this weekend, Mr. Randy Jenkins. He will read our sportsmanship statement.
Good morning. The Illinois High School Association requires officials to enforce sportsmanship rules. Athletes, coaches, officials, and spectators all have a part to play in this process. High school athletics emphasize the positive values we all have worked hard to create: a sense of teamwork, respect, responsibility, and perspective. All attributes of a good sportsmanship, shared by competitors who demonstrate this good behavior. We encourage and appreciate your assistance in promoting sportsmanship, and we hope this competition will reflect the mutual respect of all parties. Good luck, and have a great meet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about ready to bring our first races onto the track. I need to at least point out that should the weather change today, as it does in Charleston this time of year when it gets hot and stormy, we would alert you that there was lightning in the area, and at that time you would be required to leave the stadium, go to your cars until we would report that the track is back open and ready to go. We certainly hope that's not the case today, but if it happens, that's what we'll do in the interest of everyone's safety. With that, ladies and gentlemen, our first race will be on the track in just moments. We hope that you enjoy the day. Thank you very much for being here to support these young men.
All right, the early leader here is Sparta. And behind them, it looks like Westmont. And I believe Tolono is wearing the white over maroon. That first lap, just under 100, just under a minute. As they come around the south curve, still Sparta, that's Eureka in the 2 spot. And looks like Tolono in 3rd. And in 4th, that would be Chicago Christian in the all-purple. As they come around for this first exchange, it looks like Chicago Christian, the Knights, into 3rd. Eureka still in 2nd. Sparta, clean lead in these first 800 meters. And then Tolono Unity is in the 4th position.
Here comes Tolono moving up now.
Tolono moving up in the 5th position of the Romans of the Latin School. Tolono trying to get a better position in this exchange. Sparta first, followed by Eureka. 2:01 on the exchange. Eureka holding the rail. Sparta holding the rail, and Eureka just behind, stride for stride. Middle of the backstretch. Still a battle between the Eureka Hornets and the Sparta Bulldogs. Looks like Tolono in 3rd, Chicago Christian in 4th. As they come around, Eureka now swinging to the outside. And 279 for the Hornets is Malik Peterson. And on Sparta 678 is Kyle Hagney. And this is set now just at the 3-minute mark, halfway through the next leg. Sparta and Eureka, year 1-2. Then Tolono, Chicago Christian, the Latin School. Next in line looks to be Pittsfield.
Here's the red and black. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
As the leaders go behind the scoreboard at 3:39 in this first race of the 1A day. Eureka now in the lead, again 279 for Eureka. Malik Peterson, the Hornets, now being challenged again by Sparta. As Hagney in the Bulldogs continue in, and they have the exchange now at the 4:04 mark, halfway through the race. Sectional leader, Oneida Rova, around 8:11 coming into this, so any mark near 8 minutes for any of these teams going to be a marked improvement from the sectional times, and also in position for making it into Saturday. The 3 winners automatically make it, and then traditionally the top 9 times afterwards. So a field of 12 will normally make the final race. Sparta and Eureka.
Okay, it's 675 on
675 for Sparta is Micah Bradshaw.
272.
And 272 for Eureka out there is Travis Dietrich. And Chicago Christian moves into 3rd. Unity is 4th. The Roman School still 5th. And that looks like Pittsfield right afterwards. As the field goes through the south curve here at O'Brien Stadium. There's a pleasant breeze in various amounts of the stadium, but as we look at the flag, you don't see much wind, so it's hard to judge the total impact of wind on these races today. 5:39 in this race, first of the 4x8s. This is a first call on the 4x1. First call to the 10 competitors in the 4x100 meters. Eureka still in the lead, 272 is Dietrich. And now Chicago Christian edging up onto the 1-2. Unity in the next spot. And the Latin School with the Saukees. Latin School now moves up on Pittsfield with Westmont coming into the next group. 6:16 looks to be the exchange for this anchor leg of the 4x8. And boy, is the battle going on right now on the back stretch.
It's Nashville, not Pittsfield.
As Sparta and the 5 team, which is Chicago Christian, you're 1, 2, 3 all together. Sparta. And look at Unity now come in. It's now a group of 4 as they approach the bell. Anybody's race. Unity, this is where their first mark would come in that plan to maximize everybody to the final day. So let's see how the Rockets handle this last 400 in a race that's been led from the beginning by the Sparta Bulldogs. 7:08 on the bell as we go to the south curve. Sparta, Eureka on the outside. On the inside, Eureka. Unity is now in second. On to the back stretch. Tolono Unity. Sparta on the rail. Still anybody's race in the top 4. Unity tries to edge on the outside. Sparta responds. Now Unity again. They go behind the scoreboard. Unity swinging. It's Tolono Unity. 7:58 for the Rockets is Andrew Warnes, who is going to really find the accelerator now. Warnes and Eureka blasts to second. Here comes Chicago Christian, and Sparta will fade to 4th in this race at 8:07. The win to the Rockets, Tolono Unity. Followed by Eureka, their time 8:07.71. Eureka next, 8:08.87. Sparta in 4th with an 8:10.50. Chicago Heights, Chicago Christian up into 3rd, 8:09.78. Nashville next with an 8:26.62. There's your top 5. The Latin School is 6th at 8:29. And Tolono, first qualifier to the finals on Saturday from Class 1A.
And we're off to a good start as they head around the big blue oval here at O'Brien Stadium at Eastern Illinois University. And we'll look to the break. Our heat leader is...
No, it's White. White is coming around after the break.
So that's Dwight into the rail. Our heat leader is Elmwood.
Yeah, Elmwood in the orange. Now hold on a second. That might just be naked. Let's see how that looks.
That's Dwight as we head down the front straight.
Macon in the lead.
Macon, that's...
Followed by Byron.
Okay, that's Macon in the lead, followed by Byron. Now moving up is Tri-Point, moving up on the outside as they head into the first lap at 58:59. Very fast pace starting off.
Now your leader is still Macon Meridian.
It's still Macon Meridian in our lead down the back straight.
Byron to second.
Byron now moving into second place, trying to move into the rail.
Tri-Point has faded to 4th. Okay, Tri-Point in 4th.
Tri-Point fourth, but moving up on the outside into the second position is Carlinville.
Carlinville, and here comes Dwight.
And now Dwight making a move on the outside, making a bid into the exchange for the lead. They'll finish third at this point. So Byron is our leader.
And Macon first,
And,
Byron
I'm sorry, that's Macon and then Byron. 2 minutes on the exchange.
It is Macon and
So that's Macon, Meridian, and Byron.
Dwight in
Dwight trying to make a move up into the lead pack, but at this point the lead pack is stretching a little.
Okay, I want to double check that is, yeah, that should be Dwight.
Still Macon, Meridian.
397 Meridian.
Number 397 for Macon, Meridian, that's Dalton Collins.
And 97 for Byron.
For Byron, that's Chase Sarver.
Carlinville in the third.
Carlinville now into third position
16
at 116 for Carlinville is Jason Landon. He's a freshman.
Dwight is your 4.
Dwight now moving into third position. That's Connor Livingston from Dwight.
Byron is your leader.
Our leader is Byron.
97. Oh, here comes Connor Livingston now. Look at
Now
this.
here comes Livingston up on the outside, trying to position himself into the top 2.
Carlinville and Byron.
We still have Byron as our leader, Carlinville second,
Meridian in 4th.
and then Meridian moving up into fourth.
Okay, Byron into the lead halfway at 4:01.
So Byron is our leader. They've moved into the lead now.
Carlinville is second.
Carlinville second,
Dwight is third.
Dwight third,
Macon is 4th.
and then Macon Meridian is faded into fourth position at this time. So our lead pack now seems to be the group that may take us all the way. We'll see if anybody else can move up into that pack. So this is Byron.
Byron is 94.
Running for Byron, we have Jake Hyder.
Okay, Carlinville.
Now Carlinville is trying to move in up beside Byron.
111 is
For Carlinville, that's Seth Egelhoff.
and then 204
So
for Dwight.
Carlinville now into second. Dwight running for Dwight currently, number 204. That's John Carter. So down the back straight, Byron, Carlinville, Dwight, all together in one bunch. Now here comes Dwight out on the outside.
It's 204. 204 into the lead.
204, John Carter into the lead for the Dwight Trojans. Byron trying to hold on to the second position on the rail with Dwight right on their heels.
Carlinville in third as we head to the ankles.
Okay, Dwight, our current leader, as we head into the final exchange.
605.
6:05 at the exchange.
And Carlinville into second.
So Dwight, Carlinville second, Byron third, right on their heels.
Mounds Meridian is 4th.
And Mounds Meridian running fourth position right now.
Okay, your 3 team is El Paso Gridley. Your next team is El Paso Gridley.
That's El Paso Gridley now currently into the fifth position.
We have given numbers.
So Dwight, our current leader.
203.
Running for Dwight, we have number 203, Michael Bennett.
And then for Carlinville, 115.
And Carlinville is next. Running for them is Corey Landon. With 1 lap to go, we're at 7:04. This is Dwight Co-op.
Meridian runner is 399 in 4th place.
Number 399 for Meridian, Nate Durbin, just past the finish line. Our race, though, is in the front, where Dwight has now stretched out about a 15 to 20 meter lead. And it looks like they will qualify comfortably for Saturday's final.
Okay, again, your Dwight runner, 203.
Michael Bennett, 100 meters to go.
Followed by 115 for Carlinville.
And running for Carlinville, Corey Landon.
And then 93 for Byron in 3rd.
And Zach Fortner for Byron finishing up in the 3rd position.
The win is 805.45.
8:05.45 for Dwight Co-op. They will advance. Next, we have Carlinville at 8:08.74. Byron at 8:16.40.
And then Mounds Meridian, or Macon Meridian.
Meridian High School will finish in the 4th position, just south of Decatur, at 8:28.45.
And Beardstown.
And then Beardstown is rounds out our top 5 with an 8:33.19.
Final call on the 4x1s. Final call on the 4x1s, please, to the tent. In the 4x800 meter relay, state's best is Metamora, 7:55.70. Again in this field, Sterling Newman Catholic, the 1A state's best of 8:10.83 during the season. Rova, the sectional best time at 8:11.35. We've already seen times below that in these first 2 races. Top 4 teams in the sectional list are only separated by a second. As this final race in the 4x8 is underway. Leaders on the back stretch heading for the north curve. It's a tight fact.
Rova's second. I'm not sure who's at first. Let's see.
And coming around in first place right now looks like Sherrard,
673.
with Rova in second, 673. For Sherrard is Tucker Ward. And there is Oneida Rova St. Joe Ogden next. And it looks like Reed Custer as coming up from the outside is Shelbyville. Shelbyville is a big distance threat. And they now, looks like the Rams have the lead.
Shelbyville first.
Shelbyville rounds the curve and expands on their lead as they hit the back stretch. Battle for second right now as a new second place moving in. It's Shelbyville. We'll check the numbers as they come around. Shelbyville into the lead. And it looks like Robinson in second and closing the gap on Shelbyville. 664 is Skaronsky. We've got second flight of the triple jump report. Second flight triple jump report. Here's Robinson, the Maroons, battling with Shelbyville to get this away. Let's see who takes the lead. It's much more fluid for Shelbyville. Shelbyville holds the advantage with Robinson right with him. I think that's Newman Central Catholic in third. They were running strong in the second part. Let's double check that. That is now, I believe that is St. Joseph Ogden now trying to run up into third, closing the gap on Sterling, and that is St. Joe Ogden continuing to push. And the leaders all coming together right now is looking to the outside. Third place is Sterling Newman Catholic.
Okay, number 657.
657 is Wilson for the Shelbyville Rams. Newman going into second. Newman into second. Robinson third. St. Joe fourth. Sherrard in fifth. And Auburn in the top group with Reed Custer. Everybody's still very close, just past 3 minutes. We head to the halfway point of the race. It's Shelbyville into the lead. Newman and Robinson.
St. Joe in fourth. And then your heat leader is in fifth place.
There's Robinson. Zooming into second. Rova. A lot of ground for Oneida Rova to try to cover in order to get back into even to the leader group. As the Robinson Maroons have the lead, heading for the halfway point. For Robinson, let's see that number. 612 for the Maroons is J.B. Chapman, a senior. Chapman with a bold move here. 657 for the Shelbyville Rams. That's Tyler Paisley. There's your 1-2 as Robinson. Full command of this race at 4:01 at the halfway point. Robinson, Shelbyville, Sterling, Oneida has come up to fourth. Then St. Joseph Ogden. First call, flight to triple jump south runway. First call to triple jump south runway. Final call has been made on the 4x1. Report to the tent. Robinson, your leader. After this second exchange. 623 for Robinson is Joey Wright. 666 for the Shelbyville Rams. It is Trey Wade. And Shelbyville's closing it. Wade getting closer right now to Joey Wright. Wade, Shelbyville, Wright for Robinson. Oneida in fourth. St. Joseph Ogden in fifth. That may be Sherrard in sixth. Robinson in second, Shelbyville in first. They're trading the lead. There goes Robinson again into the lead. That should be Joey Wright. As the anchors now get ready at 5:40, 5:41 behind the scoreboard. Out they come in the north curve. The leader is Robinson. 623 is Joey Wright. 666 is Trey Wade. Trey Wade is coming up. Wade and Shelbyville. 722 for Newman. Sterling is Rosengren. And Rosengren has helped out Sterling as they're clearly in third. St. Joseph now in fourth in front of Rova. Rova, the sectional best. And they may be hard-pressed to qualify for Saturday, given the events so far. It is still Shelbyville and Robinson, two towns from here in East Central Illinois. Robinson just off the Indiana border. Shelbyville straight west of us. Down Route 16 as they head for the bell now. It is Shelbyville in the lead. 665, I believe that's Preston Hensey. Hensey with the lead for Shelbyville, and Robinson not giving up right at 7 minutes. Right at 7 minutes in this race. The record 7:53.69 set in 2006 by the Sages of Monticello. Shelbyville still in the lead. And they're coming up on the back of the field. Robinson now back into the lead. The Maroons making a bid for that final automatic qualifying spot for Saturday. Here in Class A, Dwight's in there, Tolono Unity's in there. Can it be the Robinson Maroons? 621, the anchor for Robinson is Henry Treadway. Henry Treadway coming in 655, Henzy for Shelbyville. Newman wants to make it close, and then it is St. Joseph Ogden, and then it is Rova. The win is official. 8:02.39 for the Robinson Maroons, 8:04.99 Shelbyville, 8:06.20 Sterling, and then 8:10.90 St. Joseph Ogden. Oneida Rova at 8:13.94, 2 seconds slower than their sectional best. But again, it's going to be a hard spot to qualify on time for the Rova Tigers. 8:33 as the next team crosses. That would be Braidwood.
Yes.
Matt, the 401's supposed to go at 11:39, so that's what we're shooting for.
Okay. On the anchor for it's 3:05 is the anchor for leader.
All right, Rockridge, Farmington, and Polo. Polo on the outside, the yellow over blue. Polo running well. There are the Marcos. They go into the first exchange. Polo, and right behind him, Farmington. Polo with a battle on the outside with Trenton Westclin running just as well as Polo. And the next exchange, Farmington first, then Polo. But both of those holding the inside of the track with Rockridge next to Polo. And now to the finish line. It's Farmington and Polo. Polo coming around. Polo will hold the lead, and on the outside, Westclin to the finish line. 6-5, and then the outside perhaps with Westclin. Heron the state record of 42-13. 43-39 the win for the Marcos of Polo. Illini West, the Chargers in the middle, and running strong right now is Arcola. Arcola, first exchange outside of them, St. Joseph Ogden. St. Joseph Ogden and Arcola holding the middle of the track, and there are the Purple Riders moving up. Arcola in the 6th spot, that's Arcola again. There are the Riders. They're wearing all white out there, and they still have the lead heading for the anchors. Arcola. And with them is Shelbyville. Arcola is heading for the win. Arcola with the win. It's going to be 6-4 and then 5. 6-4-5. That looked like Connor Strader on the anchor. for the Purple Riders.
And we have a good start. We'll watch the middle of the track where Sterling Newman Central Catholic comes in as our heat leader. And at the first exchange, it's very close. Chicago Leo out in lane 3 or lane 8 looks strong. As we head into the second exchange, Hales Franciscan has now opened up a lead on the rest of the field. They're running out in lane 7. And now Rushville Industry in second, but now coming up in the middle of the track out in lane 5, we have Sturman Newman Catholic. Lane 7 is Chicago Hales Franciscan, and it's 7-4-3. 7-4-5 to the finish. We'll check the scoreboard. So Hales Franciscan at a 43.51. And we're off. We'll watch the middle of the track where Tolono Unity comes in as our heat leader, and they are off to a fast start. Very close at the exchange. It's Tolono out in lane 5, out in the St. Anne in lane 7, though, also looks to be running very well. It's Tolono, it's St. Anne. And as they head around the North Straight behind the scoreboard, it is Tolono all alone. And the race now is for second place. That's Pena Panthers out in lane 6. And coming up in lane 8 is Robinson. So it's Tolono, Robinson, and Pena, our top 3, the way it looks from here.
Looks like we've kept everyone. And back to the starter. Here we go. Matthews with a nice jump right off the bat for Cisna. That is Matthews, and outside it's Gordon of Vandalia. Matthews, Gordon, and Winchin of Pittsfield. That looks like the way it goes. 5, 6, 7. Good challenge in lane number 3 by Antonio Cozart. And here's how It got sorted out. It's Matthews of Cessna 1505, Gordon of Vandalia, the Vandals at 1550, the Saukees, and Wintgen is third, 1565.
And we're off to a good start. Out in lane 5, that's Peoria Christian's Josh Kirby. Right next to him in lane 4 is Jake Wada of Pleasant Plains. So we have Kirby and Wada then making a bid out in lane 7. That's Dustin Kemp. We'll look to the scoreboard. Kirby at 15:03 for Peoria Christian. And then Wada from Pleasant Plains at 15:47. And we're off to a good start. It's very close. Lane 5, Reagan Todhunter of Sterling Newman Central Catholic. Right next to him is Danny Falconer of Byron. Now making a bid out in lane 8. That's William Tinsley from Colfax. It's 5:48 is our finish to the scoreboard. It is Todhunter at 15:16.
Here we go, clean start. Tolono trying to make it 3 for 3 so far today, but on the outside you've got Margison of Timothy Christian. Now Luasi pulls back even. It's now going to be Luasi. Margison of the Illinois School for the Deaf is third. Tolono, followed by Timothy Christian. Moses running alone here. Let's help him on. Moses against the clock. Lane number 3. Forrest Moses. And one hurdle will trip him up, and so will a second. Moses trying to get through the third hurdle. He does it. Just about at 17. And here we go. First of 4 races in the 100, and there is McGill. McGill going, and Brady Rude trying to stay with McGill. McGill, Madison the win in lane number 5. 5.72 is the way it looks up here. All right, Rowell in the middle there for IC, but next to him is Sikora, Austin Sikora. Now a challenge from the outside, and Justin Goff. Now everybody's even. The win looks like 5, which would be Jordan Rowell of IC Catholic. All right, Charlton running well with Wassel of New Berlin trying to stay with him. That is Brett Charlton. And Charlton looks like he's going to be there on the inside. Illini West's Jacob Scholl. Nice performance. And watch Sitko in the middle, very even. Oh, look at that, and number 3. That is Kaiser. Now Sitko goes into the lead after an even start. Nice run to Kaiser. Another Tolono Unity effort out there. Sitko with the win, 11-10. And there is Unity's Kaiser in second, 11-32. Riley is third for Patoka. Reifsteck of Bismarck heading fourth. King of Aledo fifth. Oh, we're coming back. Looks like we kept everybody. And we'll try it one more time. All right, clean start. And right now we expect a battle between Byron's, McCary, and Skaronsky of Shelbyville, although this Skaronsky is a freshman. He's still a factor.
It's 5, 6, and 12.
5, 6, and 12. 5 is Dilly of Pena. 6 is Gibbons of the Beecher Bobcats in the orange over black. 12 is McCary of Byron. 5, 6, 12, 9. The 9 runner is Nick Harper. Then there's Skaronsky. Harper of Belleville, Althoff Catholic. Everybody very close together as Byron's McCary hits the wire there at 58 in the first 400.
So it's Byron.
McCary opening a slight lead and continuing to open it. Then followed by Gibbons of Beecher.
11.
And Skaronsky, and then Dilly of Pena trying to move along the backside.
We have 9.
Followed by Nick Harper
10.
of Althoff. Althoff in the gold with black stripe.
10 just passed him.
And Wiley of Henry now up a notch. Here is McCary. McCary all alone on to the home stretch. Skaronsky is battling Gibbons for second. Skaronsky has the lead on Beecher, and the win is going to go to McCary at the line, 158. Skaronsky next, followed by the Beecher Bobcats' Thomas Gibbons. That's your unofficial 1, 2, 3, and that's the way the board is posting it. McCary 158.06, Goronsky 2 minutes, .26.
On your mark.
And we've got a clean start. As they head around the south turn, we'll check the brake line to see who's in the lead. And on the inside, number 3, that's Dan Benedetto of Downs Tri-Valley. Gabe Lyons of St. Joseph Ogden, Michael Cook of Kewanee, and then David Plunkett. So it's still Michael Cook and Gabe Lyons. It's Cook from Kewanee and Lyons from St. Joseph. Right in the pack, number 4 is David Plunkett of Pleasant Plains. And then Michael Dykstra of Crystal Lake, Faith Lutheran. So St. Joseph runner Gabe Lyons, number 11, is our leader. And right on his heels is Michael Cook of Kewanee. And then David Plunkett of Pleasant Plains. Those 3 have separated themselves. Plunkett trying to stay in the lead pack. Cook now taking over the lead. He's got the rail right now. And Lyons is second from St. Joseph Ogden. And then Plunkett, and they've got coming up on 100 meters to go. It'll be a foot race to the finish. It's Cook and Lyons. Cook from Kewanee, Lyons from St. Joe Ogden. Coming up fast is Plunkett of Pleasant Plains. And as they hit the wire at 1:57.5, it was Lyons, followed by Cook. We'll look at the scoreboard to see how it sorts it out. It is Cook first, 1:57.07.
On your mark. Stand up, please. On your mark.
All right, let's watch Warnes. Again, he's another piece of this very big puzzle for Tolono Unity, as Unity has had a very successful day so far. Your early leader, the 6 runner, Gardewine of Effingham St. Anthony. And there's St. Thomas More's David Horn. On the outside is Andrew Warnes of Tolono Unity. We think of Effingham St. Anthony. We think about the 1A Triple Crown winner from last week, Anna Sophia Keller. We think about St. Thomas More, and we know how good in distance they've done the last couple of years. But also from Champaign County, there is Warnes on the outside in the 2 position, looking to take on Horn here. 5-6, Gardewine in 3rd for the Bulldogs. Gardewine may see something on the outside here as Warnes takes the lead into the south curve, and Gardewine coming up right behind, and a new 3rd place in the picture. It is Stone of Newton in 3rd, and the 4-runner is Patrick Moore of Niles Northridge College Prep. Oh, look at Gardewine. Gardewine is going to take on Warnes right now. Gardewine of St. Anthony. Warnes holding the rail and a slight advantage. Gardewine has to make up a little bit more, but he's got the taller stride. And it's a blast to the finish. It is Warnes on the inside, Gardewine on the outside. And Stone is holding third. Gardewine taking his last chance here. Gardewine pushing forward. Gardewine has the advantage. St. Anthony with the win. And 5 inches 10 farther back in the pack. That is Horn. We'll get past Austin Jackson and Gardewine the win, 157.76. Effingham, St. Anthony, Warnes of Unity, 158.01. Stone is third for Newton. Horn is fourth for St. Thomas More. Then Jackson of Mercer County. Coach from Carmi, White County, report to the clerk's tent. Coach from Carmi, White County to the clerk's tent. In the middle here, lanes all the way. Shelbyville, Fulton, and Rock Ridge. Everything very even on the back stretch as they swing towards the baton exchange. And right in the middle there, Fulton running very well. On the outside of them, Polo and Rock Ridge. Polo here out in 8, that's Elgin St. Edwards. Look at Polo. Polo and Moments moving up on the outside lanes. And lane 7 is Polo. And let's watch this exchange. Lane number 6 and 7, Polo got out of there first. Polo still running very well. They have the lead. Outside of them is Moments. Inside of them, Taylor Ridge, Rock Ridge, it's still the Marcos. And they're getting close now on Polo, Moments, and Rock Ridge. In this final exchange, the anchors, it's still Polo. And inside of them, Rock Ridge, Taylor Ridge, Rock Ridge, Polo, Rock Ridge. Can Polo hold on from the outside? Oh, here comes Moments. Fulton pulling even now. Watch Fulton, the steamers coming up on both Rock Ridge and Polo. It is Fulton. Fulton is going to come back, holding the middle of the track. It's Fulton first. We'll see if the Polo team held on for second.
And we're underway. Very even as they head down the back straight. Out in lane 5, we have Farmington, our heat leader. Hales moving up quickly. Lanes 5 and 6 as we hit the first exchange. It looks like Farmington and Hales Franciscan out in the outside lanes. Out here in lane 8, we have Lena Winslow. In lane 9, Fairfield looks to be running strong. But in the middle, it's Hales Franciscan as we hit into the second exchange. Lane 6 is our apparent leader. That's Hales. And on the inside of them is Farmington. And then outside of Hales is Kewanee Wethersfield. Those appear to be our top 3. Right now, Hales seems to have a substantial lead, with Farmington right inside of them. And it is Hales at the exchange and Farmington. Hales and Farmington as we head down the north curve and into the front straight. And it's going to be a race to the finish. Lane 6, that's Hales Franciscan, but here comes Farmington trying to edge up, and it's going to be Hales, Farmington, and then lane 7, that's Kewanee Wethersfield. In the middle of the field, we have Arcola in lane 5. They've already qualified a 4x1 team into Saturday's final, and they're off to a good start here. Looks like Arcola in lane 5. As we hit the first exchange, it's Arcola, and then out in lane 8, Oregon, and lane 9, Eureka. And they're running fast. Arcola has already made up a stagger as they head into the second exchange. And then Low Point Washburn in lane 6 right next to them. So it's Arcola, it's lane 6. And then on the outside, lane 8, that's Oregon.
6, 7, and 8.
And they're all bunched up together as they head down the back straight. On the outside of Arcola is Low Point Washburn. They're moving up fast and into the lead. It's Low Point Washburn, Arcola, and then out in lane 7 or lane 8, Oregon. And now Arcola back into the lead around the turn. And here we go into the front straight, and it's Arcola. And then Washburn, Low Point. Number 33 for Arcola, Jamie Warren. And Arcola with a decisive victory. Lane 6, Low Point Washburn, and then 7 with Rushville.
And it's a clean start in the middle here. The Pana Panthers, the Unity Rockets, and Newman Central Catholic. And everybody fairly even. A little bit of a move forward by Unity. And there is a gap now between Unity and Pana. And Unity looking for that stick. They finally get it. That allows Newman to at least be even with them. Way on the outside, you've got Auburn and Unity in the middle, and boy, here comes Patoka to the front of the group, past the finish line, and the inside is first, and Unity finally gets it away, and they clearly have the middle of the track now with Newman in the 2 spot as they come around the backstretch. That is Tolono Unity. This is their race to lose now. Unity with Newman on the outside, Patoka, and IC Catholic. It is all the way with Unity. And they're going to blast home at 109, 110. Behind the scoreboard, it looks like another win for Tolono Unity. 7:52, the anchor runner, which is Stephen Miggett. He's a freshman. Sterling is second. There's Peckett. There's Pickneyville in the mix there for the top 3. The win, though, to Unity. Another ticket punch to Saturday for the Rockets. It's Sterling, Newman Central in second. Pickneyville, as observed from up here, sneaking into third. And a clean start in the first of the 4 crazy races. The 400 dash, lanes all the way. In the middle is Josh Gordon of Mooseheart. And outside of him, there is Rowell of IC Catholic. Now, Gordon hears the call, and he's moving up. Josh Gordon tags everybody in the north curve and says, "This one's for me." Here comes Gordon. Gordon with Roll right behind. Roll could probably stretch and make this a real challenge. It is Roll and Gordon. Roll and Gordon. Roll looking like he's got the strength, and Roll is going to push to his second qualifier for Saturday. Jordan Roll, Elmhurst Immaculate Conception.
And we have a clean start. In the middle of the field, already making up the stagger, is Stukenberg from Polo. Out in the outside, looks like lane 7. That's Vancil out of Biggsville West Central. And it's still looking like Vancil as they head around the north turn. In the lead we go. This is lane 7. That's Zach Vancil from West Central. And at this point, the rest of the field is going to have to do some catching up. But here they come out in lane 5. That's Stukenberg from Polo. It's lane 5. It's lane 6. That's Jordan Manges. And it ends up 5, 6, 7. Stukenberg comes from behind for the win. And we're underway. Pretty even so far. Out in lane 7, that's Ben Baresh of Kewanee. Out fast. And no, that's Caleb Simmons from Althoff. My mistake. Now we have the Eureka runners in lane 5. Charlton of Eureka appears to be our leader now as they head around the north turn and come into the front straight with 100 meters to go. That's Charlton from Eureka and Simmons from Belleville Althoff, and then Jackson Reiki from Eureka. So now Eureka's running 1 and 2. That's Charlton, that's Reiki, and now coming up in lane 3, we have Brown of Westmont. So it looks like the 2 Eureka runners, and then Brown from Westmont.
All right, Scholl in the middle here again, sectional best. He's gone below 49 in the season. And right now, Scholl getting bested by Aaron Harris of the Lisle Lions. That is Harris of Lisle in the white over black. And next to him is Scholl. Scholl and Harris have the lead, but Scholl the advantage on the inside. Scholl, the Chargers, as they straighten it out. It's Lisle Senior and the Illini West Chargers, and now it is Scholl, slight advantage, but Harris is not giving up. Scholl and Harris, there's Gardewine. Get the third, it'll go 5-6-3. Illini West, Lisle Senior, Effingham St. Anthony, 48-5-8, Scholl. Harris 48-9. Both under 49. Gardewine right at 50, almost 50 and a half. Right off the bat, it's Todd Hunter. And he's moving up. He is getting ground. Todd Hunter, a senior, goes behind the scoreboard with a slight lead and gets through that hurdle fine. And then lane number 8, Wingerator of Chester, but it's all Todd Hunter in the middle. Inside of him for Morlow is the closest competition. And lane number 7, Dennis of Peru St. Bede, the freshman. Dennis is going to come in second for St. Bede. Todd Hunter, the win. 40.3, Dennis 40.83 for Peru St. Bede.
And we have a clean start on this beautiful day in Charleston, Illinois. In the middle of the track, Riley Dries from T-Town's our leader. And Andy Margasson from Elmhurst Timothy Christian with the early lead. But it's closing now. Margasson takes a fall, and that opens up the field. And another one down. So out in lane 7, that's Windjam of Pittsfield. And on the inside 5, that's Riley Dries of Teutopolis. It's Dries, and it's Windjam. And now coming up lane 9, we have Adam Huffstutler. So it's going to be lane 5, lane 7 and 8. That's Dries, Windjam, and Petrie. We'll make sure that's right as we look to the scoreboard. Dries at 40.75. And it's another good start. Fast start out in lane 4 for Ryan Mugalay for Trenton Westglen. Looks like, though, lane 6, Hayden Golleman from Elmwood is off to a fast start. And we're looking for Aaron Luesi, our heat leader. He's in lane 5. And off the turn, it is lane 6. That's Golleman. And here comes Luesi. Luesi from Tolono Unity. And now he's taken control of this race. And then Golleman from Elmwood coming up in lane 3. That's Adunawa from Mooseheart, 3rd.
Luesi is under 40.
Luesi appears to be under 40 seconds in this heat. 39.62 for the win.
All right, we've seen Luesi go under 40. Let's see if Kirby can do the same thing. Oh my gosh, Kirby has already hit the afterburners. At the end of the straightaway, he has the lead. 15 seconds, 16 seconds. He continues to gain. This is Kirby, Peoria Christian High School. Now, right behind him is Clayton Strader of Arcola. And inside of them, it is Wilson of Oregon. And the battle now between Strader and Wilson. And they're actually catching up a bit with Kirby, but he's going to win it. And now Strader goes to the outside. Strader to second. 4. It's 39 and change. 39-3 for Kirby of Peoria Christian. He'll lead everyone into the final. Strader also under 40 seconds. All right. John Davis last week running a 9:15 in the 3200, coming back to run 4:16 in this event. He's run under 4:20 4 times this year, including twice indoors. He has the fastest time by 8 seconds, ahead of the rest of that field here qualifying today. Even if the race becomes tactical, Davis is still the guy to beat. Michael Cook in this race, coming back from the 800, he still can finish in the top 3 in the race. Jacob Silverman of the Latin School, Chicago, the Roman ran 1:4:23.99 last weekend. If the race is right, he could go under 4:20. Chris Ehlers of Sterling Newman Central with a 4:27.90 this year. He can get close to 4:20. Kenton Wilson of Shelbyville. Corey Landon of Carlinville. Al Baldonado, who's in this race for Spring Valley Hall. Matt Omolsky of Elmwood. Nick Porter, Paxton Buckley Loda, and Austin Earps of St. Joe Ogden. The top of the field in the 1600. Brandon Schnitker, a freshman from Nashville, the Hornets. He's got a lead here. Marcus Skinner of Shelbyville, the Rams are second. And Michael Cook of Weathersfield, Anawan, the Titans from Henry County now in there, the 3 position, new third now as well. The 11, Brandon Wilkerson, Cullum Tri-Point. 8, 4, 11 is your top 3, Schnitker and Skinner and Wilkerson, but a very, very tight pack. Anybody's race at this point as they come out of the north curve in the scoreboard shadow. Nashville, Shelbyville, Low Point, Cullum Tri-Point. The 5 runner is Gasser, whose sister was a great competitor at Gibson City, Melvin Sibley, a couple of years ago. 6 on the outside, it's Baldonado of Spring Valley Hall in the red over black, and Baldonado has edged Shelbyville's Skinner for the lead. We're halfway through, 2:27, 2:28. This pack is still fairly tight. On to the back stretch. 6 is Baldonado. 4 is Skinner of Shelbyville. 11, Wilkerson of Tri-Point. And now we have Shelbyville Skinner up into the lead, and Baldonado holding the rail. The 12 runner is in the 4 position, Michael Cook, who would be the sectional favorite in this race. Cook perhaps laying back strategically. I'm told it's just getting warmer and warmer out there on the stadium floor, and it's this part of the distance that can take it out of you with temperature increases. Baldonado trying to pull even with Skinner here as they all head for the bell, and there is Tri-Point's Wilkerson, the senior. They're going to go into the bell almost even. It's Wilkerson now with the lead for Tri-Point. Wilkerson with Skinner right behind for Shelbyville. And Baldonado will not give up. He's back into second, and now a challenge for second coming in with Cook of Kewanee Weathersfield. Anybody's race. And 12 to the outside. Here is Michael Cook, who decided to conserve his energy here until the bell lap. And Cook now has the lead with 200 to go, but Cullum's Brandon Wilkerson will continue to put pressure onto Cook as they go behind the scoreboard. And so it is Cook and Wilkerson, your 1-2 from the seed. And here we go. Cook still has some in the tank, and he's going to convert it here in the home stretch. Baldonado running strong for third, and Skinner trying to hold on for fourth as the Latin School's Simon Rickey is going to catch Skinner at the finish line for fourth. Our win is to Cook. Kewanee, Weathersfield Co-op, the Titans in 1, 4:25.41. Wilkerson is second, 4:26.40. Baldonado, Spring Valley Hall is third. Ricky, the Roman from the Latin School, Chicago in 4, and then Skinner of Shelbyville is fifth. That's race number 1 of 3.
To the starter. And we're off to a good start. We'll check the brake line when we get around. Jacob Silverman of Chicago Latin comes in as our heat leader as they head around the south curve and into the brake. And as we come to the brake line, number 2 is Eli Tenek from Pittsfield. And right behind him is Jacob Silverman. And in the next position, Kenton Wilson of Shelbyville. And as they head around the north straight behind the scoreboard, it's still Eli Tenek from Pittsfield and Silverman from Chicago Latin running side by side. And into the third position is Kakak from Fairfield. And it looks like a lead change. We'll check it here. Jacob Silverman, Chicago Latin.
We did a first call on it. We could go in there again with it here in just a second.
That's Silverman. And then the 9th runner, Kakak from Fairfield. And then in third, we have Tyler Johnson of Pleasant Plains. Number 4 position right now is Noah Tennyson. Kenton Wilson of Shelbyville is in the 4th spot. Those 4 are running single file around the north curve. We still have Silverman and Kakak, followed by Tyler Johnson, and then Shelbyville's Kenton Wilson, and the rest of the pack trying to catch up. And they were about 2:10 at the halfway point. And still Silverman around the south curve they go. Okay, we need the 200. This is a first call for the 200 to the tent, to the clerk's tent for the 200. And back to the race, we still have Silverman and Kakak. And then Tyler Johnson and Wilson of Shelbyville have left the rest of the field. So apparently it'll be these 4 will be running for the win and to qualify for Saturday's final. On this beautiful day in Charleston, Illinois, on the blue oval of O'Brien Stadium. And here we come into the bell lap, and it's Silverman and Johnson. Johnson into the lead about 3:18 with 1 lap to go. Wilson is falling off the pace a bit. We'll see if he can catch back up.
Kakak on to second.
And around they go into the back straight. And we still have Johnson, Kakak and now Kakak into the lead. Johnson second, Silverman third. And Wilson from Shelbyville trying desperately to catch up to Silverman.
Cobby leads the next group for El Paso Gridley. Cobby.
Hunter Cobby from El Paso Gridley leads our second group. And here they come into the front straight, and it's Kakak and Johnson. Now it's Johnson. Johnson on the outside, Kakak on the inside. It's going to be Johnson and Kakak for the 1 and the 2. And now here comes Shelbyville. Here comes Wilson. Wilson's going to pull out a third coming from behind. And Silverman fourth. And then Cobley of El Paso fifth. To the board we go. 4:21.63 on Johnson's win. Kakak with a 4:22.23. About a second and a half behind. Then we had Wilson of Shelbyville at 4:28.24.
On your mark.
All right. Race number 3 underway. Seneca's McCormick trying to hold the rail, looking for position at the break, and then on the outside you got John Davis. Two-time state cross-country champion, the Triple Crown winner last year. He's looking to do it again this year. Boy, the whole field starts to come together, and there's a move for a new leader in front of Davis. That is 10. That is Corey Landon of Carlinville. He wove and weaved and got into first in front of Davis. And there's Paxton Buckley Loda in the yellow over blue. Swedish colors, so prevalent in Ford County. That's Paxton Buckley Loda, the Panthers. In 3, there's D-Mac in 4. And then out in 5 is Chris Allers of Sterling Newman Central. Again, we've had final call now on the 200. Final call, 200 to the tent. Davis trying to inch close to Corey Landon. With him is PBL's Nick Porter. So 10, 11, 12. All the strong effort here at the front of the field.
Number 2
Tight pack.
Number 2 is
Nolan Kripke of Carlinville also in there.
now 6 is moving up.
6 moving up is Ehlers of Sterling. Everybody's running with Davis.
10-12-2-6.
10-12-2-6. Landon, Davis, Kripke, and Ehlers.
Then 11.
Then 11, Nick Porter, Paxton Buckley Loda, and that's D-Mac coming up there. That's Schurman of Deer Creek Mackinac. And we'll come around here, and the Seneca Irish in second. And that is Ross McCormick. And now look at PBL's Nick Porter pushing Davis. On the inside is Corey Landon. What a great race right here. A pack of 6 going into the bell. Or into the halfway point.
About 2:15.
2:17 right now, 2:15 as that group hit in there. St. Joseph Ogden, that's Austin Earp with a shot at joining the front group. He's right behind D-Mac Schurman. And then the all-orange there of, I think that's McCary of Byron. 4 and 3. Schurman, McCormick. Now let's look at the front of the field. I think that's Davis now fully in the lead, followed by Ross McCormick of Seneca. Davis, McCormick hanging on Davis's shoulder. They straighten it out. Paxton Buckley Loda in third, and Chris Ehlers of Newman Central. It still is anybody's race. We'll see what Davis has in the last 400 to put his mark down. 3:21. And everybody hits the accelerator. Davis first, Ross McCormick of Seneca second, and then PBL's Nick Porter. That's your top 3. And Ehlers is in the next spot, and Davis back out in front of Ross McCormick. Ross McCormick is able to stay with Davis right now as they approach 200 to go. And Landon, if he finds the accelerator, will close the gap. Now Davis opens it up again. 3:55, 3:56. And looking good still is Corey Landon, or PBL's Nick Porter. And now Davis is pulling away. Davis of 50 and Oakwood will extend the gap here as McCormick doesn't have much more, and PBL's Nick Porter, it's 4:20, the unofficial call on that for the cross-country champion Davis. 50 and Oakwood, 4:20.04. McCormick, Seneca, 4:22.03. Great race for McCormick. Stayed with Davis the entire way. Porter of PBL, Ford County is third with a 4:22.87. Then Ehlers of Sterling Newman, 4:27.56. Corey Landon of Carlinville at 4:28.17. Schererville, next group at 4:33, and that is the 1600. All right. There's a jump in the low lane there. That might have been Sikora. Sikora entering the mix with Harris on the outside for Lyles Senior. Harris and Bailey. Bailey and Harris are 1-2. It's Lyle now with the lead. It is Lyles Senior's Harris, and he's going to hit it with 5.65 for Harris, Bailey, Sikora. And the board agrees. 22.52 Harris of Lyle, Bailey 22.74. Sikora is the bronze here, 23.28.
And it's a good start.
Oh, there's McGill.
Out fast is Andre McGill from Madison as they head around the turn. That's lane 5. Lane 6. That's Andre McGill of Madison. Now the battle is for second. Lane 5. That's Rowell from Elmhurst IC. And then in lane 4, Nick Minier from Gibson City, Melvin Sibley will go to the board. It is McGill, 21.9. And then Rowell from Elmhurst IC at 22.45. And we have a good start. We head around the turn. And that's Bolkema and Rude. Rude from Sterling. And here we go in lane 5. That's Wassel from New Berlin and Rude from Sterling. And then lane 3, we have Wyatt Hiltz from Mason City, Illini Central. And it is Wassel, 22.25. Rude, 22.38 from Sterling.
Everybody's there as a clean start. Nice jump for Goff. Goff running with a nice move, and the lane 4, that is Goff of Westclin. He's leading the field. With inside of him is Chase Riley. Then outside of him, and there's Jacob Scholl. Now it's Scholl versus Goff, and Scholl has the advantage. Scholl will lead Illini West into Saturday once again. All right, 5 and 4 now are your favorites, Bureau Valley and Rova. 6 teams in this, and we're going around as in the middle there's Bureau Valley in the powder blue over blue, and Rova right next to them, right there in the Illinois Valley. Manlius running strong as we begin this 3-turn stagger, and outside of them Oregon in the white over orange, and Sparta. It's now Rova as everybody catching up to Manlius. There is Dwight entering the picture as Sparta running as hard as they can, heading for the 3-turn stagger. It's Rova first. Rova, then Sparta, and then Dwight could set their sights on the brake line here, as well as Oregon doing their best on the outside, but we hit the brake. Look at Dwight. Dwight is almost even, And it's going to be Rova first, Dwight right there. There's Sparta trying to glide down into first. That's Sparta continuing on that long break move to the rail, and Sparta comes in. Remember, Sparta had a real good 4x8, our first races of the day. And Rova will swing around Sparta. Here in the curve and heading home for the next exchange, it is Rova first, Sparta, Oregon, and you got Dwight with Bureau Valley and Piasaw, and everybody getting away at about the 150 mark. Rova all alone now. They have pushed lots of daylight between them and Sparta. On the backstretch, here comes Oregon looking for Sparta, a 30-meter lead for Rova. Sparta and Oregon now into second at 2:12, 2:13. The guy who really has pushed it for Rova, 486, Brett Woodside. This is a freshman who's made a definitive lead open here. Then 493 for Oregon is Caleb Menon. But Rova heads to the anchors. 2:34, there's Rova, followed by Oregon. Sparta is third and Dwight fourth. Everybody spread out, though. As we're through the halfway point, the second exchange. It is Rova. This is the third leg with Oregon. We are in the anchors here, 303, 304. 319 the record. Here is Rova coming home. 484 for Rova is Jason Wheeler. 496 for Oregon is Andrew Newman. Everybody trying to catch up for second. The win to Rova. And Dwight is going to push into third behind Oregon.
And we have a good start. Tolono Unity comes into this heat as the heat leader, and they're already making a challenge down the back straight, making up the stagger. Taylor Ridge Rock Ridge, lane 4, is also running well. Unity running very well, though.
It's Rock Ridge in the lead.
So that's Rock Ridge now into the lead. Out here in lane 8, Milledgeville is running very well. Don't want to discount them. Now coming up fast is Polo. They're in lane 6. And as we head into the exchange, it looks like it's Polo and maybe on the inside Tolono Unity. It is Polo, Rock Ridge, and then Unity are our top 3 as we head to the break. Still Polo. Rock Ridge running second. Unity third. And then here we are at the break and to the rail. And that is Polo in the yellow over blue, and then Rock Ridge. Unity running third. Now making a strong move up along the back straight is Milledgeville. Those are our top 4. And into the front straight we go. Now Polo and Unity, Tolono Unity into second, making a bid for first. It's Polo, it's Unity. Polo first to the exchange, and then Unity. And then Rock Ridge in third, Milledgeville fourth. But the top 3 are pulling away from the rest of the pack. And down the back straight, Tolono Unity now making a bid for first, running stride for stride. Polo, Unity, Rock Ridge. And he holds the rail. Polo holds the rail on Tolono Unity. Will we have a second bid as we come around the curve into the straight? It's Polo, it's Unity. And here comes Rock Ridge on the outside. This is Rock Ridge, Polo, Rock Ridge, Tolono Unity. We're going into the anchor. It's Polo, it's Rock Ridge, and then Tolono Unity.
Much smoother exchange for Polo.
And they're fighting it out around the turn. It's Polo, it's Rock Ridge.
Yeah.
Neck and neck, stride for stride.
6-4-5, 6-4 at the front.
We have Polo, Taylor Ridge, Rock Ridge, and then Tolono Unity has fallen off the pace. Polo still holding on to the rail. And here we go with 100 meters to go. It's Polo, it's Rock Ridge, but Polo's pulling away. And Polo will pull off the win. Coming up fast is Tolono Unity, but they're not going to get there. It's Rock Ridge, it's Tolono Unity.
And the next position is the 8 runner and the 3 runner.
Milledgeville finishes 4th, and then Pittsfield. Let's go to the scoreboard. And it's a clean start. Lane 5, St. Joe Ogden comes in as our heat leader. Pretty even down the back straight. Out in lane 7, that's Rushville Industry. They're out very fast. On the inside of them, that looks like Pinckneyville. And now making a move around the north turn. Lane 5 is St. Joe Ogden. That's lane 6. That's Pinckneyville as our leader. Lane 6 now coming up fast in lane 4 is Tremont. We'll head into the first exchange, see who gets there first. It looks like Tremont.
Tremont first.
Tremont, St. Joe Ogden, and Pinckneyville.
4, 6, 5.
And we'll check the break. When we get to the break, we'll see who's first.
Running for the break.
And Pinckneyville into the lead at the break. Pinckneyville.
With Tremont second.
Tremont running second. St. Joe Ogden running third.
Pinckneyville runner, since he took it from the break.
Running for Pinckneyville is Chris no, that's Brian Taylor of Pinckneyville into the second exchange. Now St. Joe Ogden's moved up into second. We still have, no, it's Tremont second. St. Joe is third, but they're all together in a bunch.
I'll tell you there are 4 here, so.
Right. Pinckneyville, St. Joe Ogden, Tremont are top 3. Rushville Industry currently running number 4. And Shelbyville out in 5. With a lot of ground to make up. Around the turn they come. This is Pinckneyville. Running for Pinckneyville is Chris Mitchell. This is St. Joe Ogden into second. Running for St. Joe Ogden is Nick Poff. And Tremont third at the exchange. Followed by Rushville Industry. and Shelbyville. The race is at the front, though. And it's St. Joe Ogden.
Number 6, right? Yep. Yeah, 6 is in the lead. Followed by
I'm sorry, that's Pinckneyville in the lead. St. Joe second. Tremont is a distant third. St. Joe Ogden trying to make it up as we head around the curve. It's going to be a foot race to the finish. It's Pinckneyville and it's St. Joe Ogden. We'll see who gets there first. Pinckneyville, St. Joe Ogden, then Tremont. It's Pinckneyville, and Pinckneyville will hold them off. And they will get the automatic qualifier. St. Joe Ogden at 3:25 for our winner. 3:25.45 for Pinckneyville. 3:25.89 for St. Joe Ogden. Tremont third at 3:26.02. And then into the fourth spot is Rushville and then Shelbyville.
On your mark.
All right. Arcola, splendid day today for the Purple Riders. And the stagger fairly even as you look at Arcola in the all-white in the middle of the race. Eureka, we're going to have Brett Charlton in this somewhere. Eureka, always a danger in the 4x4. They're just outside of Arcola. And here comes Chicago Christian moving up on Arcola. In lane number 8, the Newton Eagles as we come back around. That's Newton in a good position here in the 3-turn stagger. That is Matthew Tolliver Good. Now you've got Eureka and Chicago Christian holding the middle as Arcola has slipped backwards. And there it is at Chicago Christian first, Eureka second. They're all alone in the south curve right now. Heading for the break, Arcola trying to recover. They're going to set back into third. Newman on the outside with Newton. And the leader right now is Chicago Christian. The Knights are now in first. Eureka second. Arcola recovers for third. Newman Central Catholic is 4. As they approach the north curve, go around the scoreboard. And the Knights will come back out with the lead. That is 5:08 for Chicago Christian. Your leader is Ben Friesen and 31. Look at Arcola closing up. Clayton Strader brings the Riders back into second. At 1:41, 1:42, Chicago Christian in the lead. Arcola now solidifying second. They're going to start going after Chicago Christian right here in the south curve. Here come the Purple Riders. Chicago Christian barely holding on as Arcola pulling out all the stops, coming back from 5th to 4th to 3rd, and now they're running even with Chicago Christian. The Knights into the lead. Arcola tries to see if they can do anything in the curve. Swing to the outside, and they're looking for it. 33 for Arcola is Jamie Warren. Jamie Warren has taken Arcola into the lead, heading for the anchors. Arcola has it, and then Chicago Christian about 3 seconds behind. Arcola, your best 4x4 in the state. They've had the best time this season as well. And the Purple Riders are all alone in this one. Chicago Christian is second. Third place is Eureka. Eureka almost 100 meters behind the leader. Newman Central into fourth. Here come the Purple Riders. Number 26 is Federico Galaviz. Galaviz heading for the finish line. For Chicago Christian, 5:03 is Luke Boss. And here comes Charlton trying to come back in for Eureka. The win to the Purple Riders, 3:22.43, only 3 seconds off the record. And 3:26.73 for second with Chicago Christian. Eureka and Charlton will pull into third with a 3:26.0 run, 4 seconds behind Arcola. Newton is fourth. Immaculate Conception of Elmhurst is fifth. That is the best 1A time in the state in the 4x4, the Arcola Purple Riders.